Yo, sorry for the lateness. Sorry for being late. Make sure you hit that like button when y'all come through here. Make sure you hit that like button when you come through here. What's good? What's good? What's good? Make sure you hit that like button when you come through here. Make sure you hit that like button when you come through here. Make sure you hit that like button. What's up? What's the deal? What is the deal? What is the deal? Make sure you hit that like button. Let some more y'all come up. Let some more y'all come up in here real quick before we get the talking, get started, get going. What's going down? Appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure you hit that like button when you come through here. Yeah, man. Hey, what's good, bro? What's the deal? What is the deal? We gotta talk about these Texans and what they could be end up to, but some of them might be cooking. Some of the old Nick Casario and D'Amico Ryans could be cooking up. So we're gonna talk about. We're gonna break it down. So I'm gonna let a couple more of y'all come through here real quick. Make sure that like button when you come through here. Some more people done jumped up in here. Make sure that like button when you come through here. Really appreciate that. Make sure you hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? For it, I'm saying. Uh, I guess really pretty much after the whole Jersey situation, it seems like it's been a little bit like news. Obviously, we in with week 2 of free agency. Really, not too much really going down. They re-signed Sims to be return guy, which uh, uh, um re-signed Smith, the return guy, which I kind of figured they was going to end up doing anyway. I thought that he would be the return guy. He got to make the team, obviously. But, I mean, hey, he was the only really thing that you had offensively going in the Baltimore Ravens game in the divisional round. So I'm glad they brought him back because I think he could end up being a good returner for a team again. A team that's going to have as much offensive firepower that they already have and potentially could end up adding because of the draft and what I'm about to talk about. You definitely want to have special teams be able to get short field, and possibly able to get points themselves. So that's a good thing. They also signed cornerback C.J. Henderson, bringing more draft depth to the room. A cornerback that was the ninth pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2020. So now the Texans have three cornerbacks that were drafted in the top 10 completely, with your own pick, your own third pick in the 2022 draft, and Derek Stingley Jr. And then you just brought in Jeff Okudah, who was the third pick in the 2020 draft. And now also you have C.J. Henderson, who was the ninth pick in the 2020 draft. So, I mean, you can look at that in multiple different ways. You can look at it that you got put a lot of talent on the field because you got guys who were highly talented, highly talented because they were guys who were drafted in the top 10. But you can also sit up there and look at it as, okay, yeah, they might have some skills, but really haven't been able to harness any of their skills. Kuda's situation is more so different. His is more so injury, and he hasn't been able to stay healthy none his career. And even though C.J. Henderson has missed time, that's not C.J. Henderson's problem. And C.J. Henderson's problem is not that he's missed time. C.J. Henderson just hasn't been good at football because even when he's been on the field, he hasn't been good at football. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't high on C.J. Henderson at all coming out of Florida back in 2020. I thought that I thought that Trayvon Diggs, who ended up winning the second round, I thought he was better. I thought that who was I thought Christian Fulton at LSU was better, who ended up going to the Titans. I thought that what you call it, Damon Arnett from Ohio State that ended up going to the Vegas. I thought he was better on the field. Now he had off the field issues because he was threatening people on live with guns and stuff like that. It was another cornerback that came out in that draft, and I can't remember who it is. Oh, AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell's in that draft. Yeah, coming out of Clemson. So there was other guys in that draft that I thought were better. And AJ Terrell has been balling since he's been in the NFL. Trayvon Diggs. I mean, he that one year he was like leading the league in interceptions and almost won Defensive Player of the Year. Was definitely in the running to win Defensive Player of the Year. So I mean, so you've seen what Trayvon Diggs can do. Like I said, like both Jeff Okudah was hurt, and C.J. Henderson, even though he was the ninth pick, I almost said 19th, he was the ninth pick in the draft. I wasn't really all that high on C.J. Henderson coming out in 2020. I just think he's a guy on the team. I think he's a depth guy. I don't really think it's so much to get wrapped up about adding in C.J. Henderson. I don't know don't know if he'll make the team, and two, don't know how much he'll play if he does make the team because, like I said, from what I've seen, And now I'm not just talking about what he's done on the NFL level. Just when I seen him play in Florida, I wasn't really impressed. I really wasn't impressed. Not at all. I really wasn't impressed when I seen him in Florida. And then obviously he goes to Jacksonville, then gets traded. I think he got traded like a year later. I think he played for 1 year for Jacksonville, then got traded to the Carolina Panthers. And it's crazy that two guys who were drafted in the top 10. Two guys who were drafted in the top 10, both 4 years later, less than 4 years later, are both playing on their third team. That's kind of crazy. The Texans are their third team for both. But both have played on two previous teams in the last 3 to 4 years after both being top 10 picks. That's kind of crazy. And again, you could look at it one way. You could look at it glass half full. Like, hey, you got some guys who were drafted in the top 10. They had injury concerns, but once they get on the field, they got a lot of talent. You can harness that. Or you can sit up and look at it as you just got some guys that didn't live up to what their draft status and played on 3 teams in the span of 4 years after being top 10. One's a top 5, and another one definitely being both being top 10 draft picks. So you can look at it. It depends on how you look at it. You want to look at it glass half full, glass half empty. It's really up to you. How do you want to look at it? You can look at it a multitude of different ways. I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. If you want to be completely honest, I think it's some talent there, especially with Jeff Okudah. He just got to stay healthy. I feel like it's some talent there. Now, my concern is how much healthy can Jeff Okudah stay. I don't know how healthy Jeff Okudah definitely could be, but I do think there's talent there. And if you get him to be able to stay healthy, you'll be able to to get something out of it. When it comes to CJ Henderson, I just think he's just not good at football. I just don't think CJ Henderson's good at football. And to be honest, I don't think he was ever good enough to be a top 10 first round pick, let alone a top 10 pick back in 2020. And I just don't think he's just good at football. I just think he's just a corner. He's just a guy. I just seen somebody put up, would you trade a 7-round pick for Courtland Sutton? Courtland Sutton, if you was able to get Courtland Sutton for a 7-round pick, that's cool. But you might want to hold off on that, because in the vacuum, if you just ask me that just regularly, yeah, I'll give a 7-round pick for Courtland Sutton. Guy had 14 touchdowns last year. He's a former Pro Bowl receiver. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would add Courtland Sutton to this mix, especially with C.J. Stroud. I think he gives you kind of similar to Nico, but I mean, I think he's bigger than Nico, and he's not as fast as Nico. So he does give you more sort of a red zone threat type situation. He definitely could be a good receiver. But I think the Texans are going to be saving those picks. Nick Caserio is going to be saving those 7-round picks, because I feel like Nick Caserio is going to do some wheeling and dealing. We've already seen it already. We've seen him trade out of the first round, which again, to this day, I don't agree with. More and more I understand, and I get his logic, because again, he thinks that all these guys that at pick 23 are swimming in the same pool as the guys who are in pick 33 on back. So he feels like those guys are all in the same range. So if he can get something extra out of that out of that first round pick by getting Minnesota's future second, and also getting a 6th-round pick, so now you have a pick in the 6th round. So now from your 4th-round pick to your 7th-round pick, it's not a span of 100, because it was a span like 110 players between their last 4th-round pick and their first 7th-round pick originally coming into this process. So you basically was able to get into that mix. I think you got picked with 188, if I'm not mistaken, and I think your 7th-round pick was 136 or 138. So you jumped up you jumped up a significant amount. You jumped up a significant amount in that range to be able to get some more draft capital. So it won't be 100 some players off the board. It's actually, it's less than that, because your 4th round. Your last 4th round pick is pick. Let me look at them, so I won't mess it up. I know I had it written down. Hold on, just 1 second. Just 1 second. I know I had it written down. Yeah, your last your last fourth round pick is 127. Your last one is 127. Now you have pick 188. So you was able to come back, able to get some more because you was at pick 130. You was at pick 130, 138. I mean 238 in the seventh round. Like I said, over 100 players are gonna get drafted. Out of like 110 players were gonna get drafted in between your draft picks. Over 110 players going to end up drafted, so he was able to jump up some. So that's why you did the move. And again, it makes a lot of sense. So we've already seen him already doing some of those wheeling and dealings. I feel like he's going to do even more. Shout out to my boy Ray Ray because Ray Ray looked up the little calculator what they see trade value, and he brought up some good numbers because we were talking the other day and we were talking about what about if he makes a move? Because I don't think he's going to stay at pick 42. Just like I didn't believe he was going to stay at pick 23. I felt he was going to either trade up, trade back. I thought the it was more than likely to be a trade back more so than a trade up. I thought it was going to be more so a trade back. I didn't feel like he was going to trade all the way back, and I didn't think he was going to do it a month and a half before the draft. I thought that he would trade back on draft night. I thought it would be in the first round. He gets a feel of how the first round is going. He's seeing how people are falling off the board, who's available, who's not going to be available. The type, you can judge how the draft is going by seeing what other teams is doing, other teams is mixing up and jumping up, and I see more people jumping in. Make sure you're hitting that like button since y'all come up in here. Make sure you're hitting the like button when y'all jump up in here. Appreciate that. He's jumping up and down that he'll be able to move back. And I thought he'd move back no further than pick 28 to with Buffalo with pick 28. He'll move a little bit down, collect some extra draft capital, like I said, to be able to get a fifth or a sixth round pick just so he can have a player in that mix so it won't be over 100 some players getting drafted off the board. That he was able to jump up into that mix. So I felt like he was going to move back. I didn't think he was going to move this far back. I don't think he's going to pick at pick 42. And he might not even pick at pick 58, pick 59 in the second round pick. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I feel like he has the potential, once again, to either move up or move back. This time, I think that he's going to trade up. I think it's more likely that he'll trade up than draft at pick 42. And some of y'all might not like this. I also feel like it's more likely that he will trade back than the pick at pick 42. I think the lowest percent chance is that he actually stays at pick 42 and actually drafts at pick 42. And the only reason why I really think he'll stay at pick 42 and don't move backwards or forwards is because either ain't nobody calling to move up or what they're trying to offer is not enough. That's the only reason why he's going to stick and pick at pick 42. My personal belief. I think it's more likely he'll trade up. Also, a strong possibility that he might trade back, or the lowest possibility is he actually stays at pick 42, and he actually stays at pick 42. So, target when it comes to pick 42 is jumping up because again after the first, luckily after the first round's over, so we got the first round on Thursday. On Friday is the second and third round. You have time because the draft ends at about 10, 10:30, whatever, 10, 10:30, wherever time the first round ends. So you have from that time all the way until about 6:30 is when the draft starts on Friday because since it's two rounds, I think it starts like 30 minutes early or an hour early or something like that. So about 6:30, between 6 and 6:30 is when the second round starts on Friday. So from 10 o'clock Thursday night to 6 o'clock Friday afternoon is potentially where in that juncture, in that time frame, is where you have enough time to make calls and before the draft actually starts. So you got at pick 33, you got Carolina Panthers, and the second pick in the second round, pick 34 is New England Patriots. The third pick is the Arizona Cardinals at pick 35. Arizona has two second round picks. They have two second round picks. Do they have two second round picks? I think they have two. Let me make sure. No, they have one. I'm sorry. They got one second round pick. Yeah, I'm sorry. They got one second. They got two ones and they got three threes, but they only got one second round pick. But And shout out to my boy Big B, because Big B had brought this up too, that Nick Caserio has a relationship with the Arizona general manager. We seen it the last season, last draft. That's who we made the deal with, the jump up to pick 3 to get Will Anderson. And then we also made a trade later on this season to get, I think it was to get Kendrick Green, if I'm not mistaken. To get the Green, the offensive lineman. Was it? That's who we got. I know we made a trick, because that's the reason why the Texans don't have a 5th round pick, is because we traded a 5th round pick with Arizona during the season for a play. And I'm thinking it's Green, but it might not have been Green. I might be mistaken on that. But we traded we traded with Arizona in the middle of the season for the 5th round pick, and then we also made the trade last year during the draft. And I think they also used to work in. I think the general manager in Arizona and Nick Caserio also used to work in New England, if I'm not mistaken. So they have a relationship. And you see, because you have, like I said, you have a whole night to be able to sleep on and understand who's available. And I do think the Texans will probably try to make a move to jump up. The reason why, because both Carolina and Washington both have both Carolina and Washington both have 2 second-round picks, and both their second-round picks come before the Houston Texans' first pick in the NFL draft. Carolina has the first pick in the second round at pick 33. Then they also have pick 39. Washington has pick 36, and then Washington also has pick 40. Why is that relevant? Carolina drafted a quarterback last year. I'm pretty sure Carolina is going to draft a receiver with one of their 2 picks. They don't have a first-round pick. So they're going to draft a receiver with one of those 2 picks. I believe at pick 33, I feel like they're going to go offensive lineman first. And then at pick 39, they potentially draft a receiver. Washington, more than likely, is going to draft a quarterback with the number 2 pick. If it's Jaden Daniels, if it's Drake May, if it's McCarthy, they're more than likely going to draft a quarterback at pick 2. I'm pretty sure that the Arizona Cardinals possibly will draft a receiver at either pick 36 or at pick 40. When it comes to the Texans and people talking about the Texans and what the Texans want to do with a lot of fans, the Texans fans want the Texans, for the most part, because there are also other people out there, but for the most part, Texans fans want the Texans to draft a receiver. Remember, the Texans have not added no receivers. I see that Troy Franklin out of Oregon falling to the second round. That's actually part of the process, because I feel like that's the case. And I feel like that's who they're going to end up targeting. Shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody that the Texans looking at Troy Franklin. Don't tell nobody that. Shh. Don't say nothing. No. Keep that chill. But anyway, like I said, I feel like they're probably going to draft a receiver to pair up. And again, the Texans have not, outside of re-signing Noah Brown, have not added anything from a receiver standpoint to this roster via free agency. We didn't sign all type of corners. We didn't sign linebackers. We didn't sign defensive linemen, edge rushers. We didn't sign defensive tackles. We've signed punters. We've signed running backs. We traded for running backs. Whatever. Only thing offensively that we've done is re-sign Dalton Schultz, re-sign Noah Brown, and traded for Joe Mixon. Everything else we've done on defense. And again, like I said last week, that maybe they feel good at the receiver position. But then when you hear the news that they were tied to Keenan Allen, and they tried to make a deal. I think they tried to give up a future 6th or a future 5th for Keenan Allen, and they turned it down. The Chargers end up turning it down. I think more so because they didn't want to give a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, Keenan Allen. Hey, we ship him out there to Chicago to play with a rookie quarterback, and even if he do ball, that's all in the NFC. We won't have to see them unless we both in the Super Bowl, and you'll take that because you're in the Super Bowl. This guy right here can either keep you from not making the playoffs because you can't get into the playoffs because they're taking up a spot, or they will knock you out in the first round in the playoffs because Keenan Allen out there balling because you're giving a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, Keenan Allen, giving him with Nico and Tank Dell, and also he can learn from, and then Tank Dell can learn from Keenan Allen. So it's too much. It made a lot of sense for them not to even go that route. So I understood it. So it seems like I feel like the Texans would try to jump up to get a receiver. The problem is you need to get in front of Carolina's second pick and potentially get in front of both of Washington's picks. And also get in front of Tennessee. Because this is the picks. These are who held the Texans in the second round. Because again, the Texans have the 10th pick in the second round. These are the 9 picks. Because not 9 teams, but the 9 picks that's ahead of the Houston Texans. You got Carolina at pick 33. You got New England at pick 34. You got Arizona at pick 35. You got Washington at pick 36. You got the Chargers at pick 37. You got Tennessee at pick 38. You got Carolina again at pick 39. You got Washington at pick 40. And you got Green Bay at pick 41. This is the thing. If the Patriots draft a receiver, if the Patriots draft a quarterback at pick 3 in the draft, because they got the 3rd pick in the draft, and I think that the draft is going to start with the New England Patriots. Speaking of starting, I see more people starting to come up in here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. People coming in here, but the lights ain't going up. Make sure you're hitting that like button. More people jump up here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Now, come on now. Make sure you're hitting that like button for your boy. If New England drafts a quarterback at pick 3, don't you think they'll try to draft a receiver at pick 34? Do you know the New England Patriots have 3 of the top 10 pass catchers that were at worst against separation? The top 10 worst pass catchers at getting separation this season, 3 of them play for the New England Patriots. They tied in and 2 of their receivers. They definitely need a pass catcher over there. So either they're going to draft a quarterback at pick 3 and draft a receiver in the second round, or what I would do if I was them, I would trade that pick to Minnesota, get some extra draft capital, possibly draft one of those first round guys like Malik Neighbors or whoever's Roma Dunze or maybe Michael Thomas or whoever, Brian Thomas, Brian Thomas or whoever, and draft an offensive lineman and then draft Michael Penix Jr. in the second round. That's what I believe they should do, but you never know. I even seen things they could draft Marv with the 3rd over pick and just say, forget it. Hey, we just going to draft Marv. We're going to get the best receiver in the game or best receiver in the draft and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. So they could do a lot, but they also could draft a quarterback. They could draft whoever Washington doesn't draft. So say quarterback go 1, 2, and 3. Say Caleb, Jalen Daniels, and Drake May go 1, 2, and 3. That leaves both Washington at either pick 36 or at pick 40 or going to draft a receiver. Like, you can bet the only way Washington is not drafting a receiver in the second round is if Washington drafts a receiver with the second pick. So either Washington's going to take Marvin Harrison with the second pick in the draft, or Washington's going to draft a receiver at pick 36 or pick 40. Washington's going to take a receiver after just drafting a quarterback. So they're going to draft a receiver in this draft. New England can either draft a receiver in the first round or draft a receiver at pick 34. Carolina is going to draft a receiver at either pick 33 or draft a receiver at pick 39. That leaves Arizona at pick 35. Like Big B said the other day, he has a relationship with the Arizona. He has a relationship with the Arizona general manager. He's done contract trades with him before. Done draft pick trades with him before. They have a familiarity, and general managers like to, the general managers like to keep on making, keep on making trades and deals with people who they have familiarity with, people who they known to do deals with. They'll do more deals with that type of person. So again, also has a relationship with him because he knows them from their New England days, if I'm not mistaken. So pick 35. And again, Arizona could be in this mix too, because if Arizona doesn't draft Marv at pick 3, at pick 4, Arizona will be in the market. But also Arizona also has pick 27 too. So Arizona's going to walk into the second round with a receiver already. Either they're taking Marv at pick 4, or they're taking a receiver at pick 27. And the only reason why they're not taking Marv at pick 4, I believe, is either A, Marv is already off the board because Washington or New England took him, or which I don't think is gonna happen, but that is a possibility, or they trade with Minnesota and get extra draft picks. They get extra draft picks, and then but again, they're still going to draft a receiver in their first round because they have pick 27. So they're going to end up with a receiver. They're not. Kyle Murray don't got nobody to throw to. Kyle Murray throwing to me right now. Like Kyle Murray don't got no receiver to throw to. So they're definitely going to draft a receiver. So that's why pick 35 is a prime spot. So shout out to Big B for that. But also shout out to my boy Ray for looking at the compensation and what would it take to move up. To move up from pick 42 to 35 is a next year's fourth. No, I'm sorry. It's a fourth. I'm sorry. It's one of our fourth round picks in the next year's seventh to move up. And I think you could get away with I think you can get away with a next year's third, if I'm not mistaken. You can get away with a next year's third. After doing the simulation thing on the draft calculator, whatever. So you give a fourth round pick to move up from 35, from 42 to 35, and you get your receiver. Because again, you kind of would know kind of what's up because you can make phone calls and stuff like that, and you can kind of gauge what's going to go up at the top of the board, at the top of the draft board. That's why you don't want to get to the area. You don't want to get to the area where Washington's at 36. The Chargers, who again, the Chargers, who do have the fifth pick in the draft. The Chargers could go Malik Neighbors at pick 5, or they could not. And they could just wait to the second round to draft a receiver. Tennessee. I feel like Tennessee is going to draft a receiver now because of potentially the Chargers and the Carolina. Because I thought Tennessee possibly could draft a receiver in the first round. But then after seeing what the Chargers have done, and also with not Carolina, but Arizona, obviously people feel like Arizona's going to get Marv. That either they could get Roma Dunze and they end up signing not drafting, but they end up signing what you call it from Jacksonville, Calvin Ridley. I feel like Tennessee will go offensive lineman in the first round because it's a good left tackle draft. I think they'll go. I think they can go receive at 38 because again, Treylon Burks is not working out for them. How much longer do you have DeAndre Hopkins? How much is DeAndre Hopkins going to give you? And then the same thing with Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley's 30 years old. You just gave him a 4-year contract, 4 or 5-year contract, and he's 30 years old. I can see them definitely want to add in another young receiver. Carolina, like I said, they don't take a receiver at pick 33. I feel like they'll take a receiver at pick 39. Like I said, Washington has 2 chances. That's why I feel like Washington's going to get a receiver. They have 2 chances. Green Bay, I don't think going to get a receiver. I think Green Bay won't get a receiver, but you just never know. You just never know. And then obviously it's us at 42. So the teams to be afraid of is Washington and Carolina both have 2 bites at the apple before you get into the mix. Tennessee and the Chargers if they don't do what they need to do in the first round. So all those teams in front of you, basically every team in front of you except the Green Bay Packers have an opportunity to take a receiver. The only team that you really don't think is going to take a receiver is Arizona. Arizona and Green Bay. And Green Bay is just 1 pick in front of you. So Green Bay is the prime suspect to try to move up in the draft to go out there and get a receiver. And because you don't know who's going to be on the board. So at pick 49 to get a receiver. Yeah, I don't think they're drafting at pick 42 because I do think we're going to see a run on receivers either late in the first round around the spot that the Texans was normally picking at in the 20s or after highly in the second round. We're going to see a run receiver. And the thing is, we might see a double run on receiver, honestly, because you might see and for that fact, you might see a triple run receiver because I say to me a run receiver or run of a position is 3 or more in the span of 4 picks. So if you have if it's 4 consecutive picks and it's receiver. Not if it's four consecutive picks and it's receiver, if it's receiver, running back, receiver, quarterback, quarterback, receiver, or receiver. Like in the span of four picks, if three of a position go in the span of four picks, I say that's a run because you at least have two going back to back, and you probably have all three of them going back to back to back to back. I feel like that's a run. I think you're gonna see a run early from pick 4 to 6, or from 4 to 6. I think you're gonna see Marv, Neighbors, and then Rome, because Rome might go to the Giants. I can see Rome going to the Giants at 6. Yeah, because Giants at 6 and the Titans at 7. So I can see that happening. I could definitely see that one. I can also see Rome also falling to Chicago, which would be even more crazy at pick 9, but I don't really think that's gonna happen. Rome can also go to Atlanta at pick 8. So I feel like you're gonna have a run right there, and then I do think you're gonna have a run in the 20s. I think Brian Thomas, Brian Thomas and AD Mitchell, and potentially either Worthy, Franklin, or Keon Coleman will be in that mix. But I feel like you're gonna have the run receivers early on. You might get a run receivers in the 20 rounds, and I think you're gonna get a run of receivers in the top of the second because everybody constantly says the exact same thing. Oh, you get receivers in the second round. This draft is loaded receivers. You get receivers in the second round. You get receivers. It's gonna be plenty of receivers in the second round. If everybody feels like this, like because it's not just the people who I talk to. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And shout out to everybody on the round table. It's not just everybody on the round table. It's not people on the. It's not just people on the radio. It's not people in Twitter Spaces. It's not just people on ESPN. It's not just people on Fox FS1. It's not just people on CBS. It's not just people on Twitter. It's not just people on Instagram. Everywhere I hear, every time somebody talks about this NFL draft and they talk about receivers, everybody says that it's a loaded receiver draft class and that you can get receivers in the second round. If everybody has that mindset, don't you think there's going to be a run of receivers in the second round? If everybody feels we can all get receivers in the second round, don't you think that everybody's going to go in the second round to get receivers? And if they do that means it will be a run of receivers in the second round. And I feel like it's going to be a run in the top of the second. I feel like from pick 33 all the way to pick 50, there's going to be a run receivers somewhere in that range. And from the first pick in the second round at pick 33 to pick 50, I feel like somewhere in that pool is going to be a run receivers. I just want the Texans to be at the top of that run so they won't get the leftovers. They don't just get the pieces from the carcass. They able to go out there and they get the big bite of the apple. Whatever receiver they want, and it comes to, like I said, in that swimming pool of receivers that's all swimming in the same realm, they get their pick of the litter. That's what I want. That's what I want. Now, the good thing is that whoever you get doesn't have to jump in to be the number one receiver because you have Tank Dell and you have Nico Collins, who themselves are really battling for the number one receiver. Like Nico Collins had a monster year last year. Tank was on his way to having a monster rookie year, having the best rookie receiving year as a Houston Texan. I think he had the most receiving yards. I don't know if it was the most catches, but most receiving yards and most receiving touchdowns by a rookie. So you did see whoever we put into this mix is fortunate. I think somebody like Troy Franklin, who I thought was going to be a late first round pick, has fallen to the second round. Keon Coleman, I think he's kind of iffy. I don't know. He may be a first round pick. He may be a second round pick. I don't know. Even though I like Keon Coleman a lot, I don't know if he really fits what the Texans want to do. But if you draft Keon Coleman, he is a good guy who could potentially replace Nico. But I really want somebody to play on the side of Nico and play on the side of Nico and Tank and really fit into that realm. And I think Troy Franklin could do that. You got Ricky Parcell out of Florida. You got Xavier Legend. Even though I've been hearing Xavier Legend, I think Mel Kiper got Xavier Legend going at pick 29 to the Lions. So he got Xavier Legend going in the first round. You got McConkley. Is it McConkley out of Georgia? Receiver out of Georgia. I mean, he cool and all. I'm really. I mean, I do think he kind of would fit in. What I was just saying, like that third role type situation. Uh, who else? Who else might be there in the second round? Uh, um, Tez Walker, but I think Tez is gonna be more so. I think Tez Walker is a third is a third round pick, and the same thing with Polk out of Washington, the other receiver out of Washington. I think that he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be. Uh, I think he's going to be a late second, early third round pick. I don't know if he's going to be in the top half. I don't know if he's going to be one of the first guys taken. Um, One of the things to watch is Xavier Worthy because going into this draft, going to the combine, both Xavier Worthy and AD Mitchell were both like fringe first round picks, more so slide to be in the second round. And I do think that their combine performance actually did elevate them into the first round, just like Keon Coleman was known to be a first round pick, and his combine performance has actually dropped him down to it being a fringe guy, potentially not being drafted in the first round. And I remember saying right after the combine, saying that Xavier Worthy has elevated himself to being a first round pick. And he's not getting past Kansas. The reason why because he's not getting past Kansas City at 32. I changed my tune on that now that Arizona has. I mean, that's not Arizona, but now that Kansas City has taken uh, uh, um, Kansas City has taken what you call it from Arizona, Hollywood. Can think of Hollywood's name. Took Hollywood from Arizona, and I do believe that they more than likely are not going with that type of receiver. They potentially still could. They could. They definitely could. They could have two fast receivers and just play 100 miles and running. They absolutely could. I don't know. I don't really think they'll do that. I don't even know if they're drafting a receiver now. I actually think Kansas City might trade out of the first round. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City doesn't draft at pick 32 and one of these teams that I just mentioned wants to jump somebody else. Washington and Carolina both. Well, Carolina doesn't need to do it. Carolina doesn't need to do it. But Washington has two second round picks in the first 10 picks of the second round. Washington could definitely jump up to pick 32. And if I'm Carolina, if I'm Carolina, I'm only jumping up to to 32, and I'm giving up pick 39. I'm not giving up pick 33. I want pick 33 because I want teams to and actually that might be what Carolina do. Because think about it. If Carolina moves up from 39 to 32, they could take who they want. And now they also have the luxury of being pick 33. Everybody calling them, hey, because they've already drafted at pick 32. So now they got the luxury of everybody calling them, be like, hey, what would you give up for pick 33? Well, what I gotta give up? What do I gotta give up to get pick 33? And they can use that and get more. Cause I know Carolina is depleted of draft picks after the what's called trade. So actually, that might be a way for Carolina to actually feast. Take 39 and jump up to pick 32. And so they can still get their guy, whoever it is they would be touted to get at pick 33. And they'll also give in the first round, which means they also get the 50th option on said player. If it's a receiver, if it's an offensive lineman, whoever. So they still get the talent, the person who they were going to get at pick 33 anyway. Now they're able to get that player and actually add an extra 50 option on them. If they end up being a good player, they can add a 50 option on them so they be able to keep them under team control for an extra year while using the franchise tag. And also keeps them at pick 33. And still, like I said, you got that window from 10:30 whenever the first round ends to 6 o'clock, 6:30 whenever the second round begins to make a deal, to make a trade, and add draft capital, add draft capital to restock their team after their team has been depleted because they gave up all the stuff they gave up for Bryce Young. Bro, stop giving Carolina all good now. hey, if they listen to me, by all means, good. Just send, hey man, just send the check. Hey, just send the check. Just send the check. Cause I got way more other stuff for y'all to do. Like, and that's for any team. That's for any team. Send the check, and I got you. But to me, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. As I'm sitting back thinking about it, that actually makes a whole lot of sense. If I'm Carolina, that's what I'm doing. Because I said Carolina could sit there at pick 33 and pick 39 and draft an offensive lineman and draft a receiver. But they also could play it smart and move pick 39 to pick 32, which is not that far back. It's less far back than we move back for Carolina. It's less when we move back from 32 to 42. So if they did that, they wouldn't have to give up as much as they wouldn't be giving up as much as Minnesota gave up for us to move back. So they could they wouldn't be giving up nearly as much as what Minnesota gave up, and they could potentially get it back and then some with by moving pick 33 because they have all day to do it. They have the rest of that night and all that morning to move it. So, do you think the Texas move back was far? Yes, yeah, I do believe it was far. I don't think they should have moved back no further than 28. And even saying that, I wouldn't have done it until draft night. Until I seen who would have been available at pick 23 and also how the draft board was falling. Because again, if they would have moved back at like say they would wait at the draft night and stayed at pick 23 and say we got to pick 15 and they traded back, at least they would have seen how the board was falling because you can kind of gauge. Again, you'll never be 100% right. You'll never be 100% right. But you can gauge and kind of, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I can see how the draft is moving. I can see how the draft is going. I can see which way things is trending and how stuff is going. I can see that. So if I can see how the draft is moving, I can see how the draft is going, which way stuff is moving, I could gauge and make a decision. But again, I've been saying that I wouldn't have moved no further back than pick 28. I wouldn't move no further back than pick 28 because I think you still could have got your guy at pick 28. And again, that might have been too far back, but that's the furthest I would have moved back up until this point. Um, but I do feel like that they're going to move up and pick from 42 into the 30s because I feel like they're going to want to get in front of both Tennessee, Carolina, and Washington. And the fun thing is they pick back to back to back. Tennessee picks pick 38, Carolina picks pick 39, Washington picks pick 40. And Carolina and Washington are definitely taking a receiver with either pick 33, pick 36, or pick 39 or pick 40. Because both of them got 2 second-round picks and one took a quarterback last year. One's going to take a quarterback this year. So they're definitely both of them are definitely going to draft a receiver with one of their second-round picks. You got to get in front of at least both of their second-round picks, but really she try to get in front of Washington. Period, and also get because you're not going to get in front of Carolina's second. You're not going to get in front of Carolina's first second-round pick unless you jump into the first round. So unless you the team that trades with Kansas City, and Kansas City drops back 10 spots. I don't know how much that would be. We should ask Ray to look that up on the calculator too. What the trade up would be from pick 42 to 32. Uh, and again, I would actually be mad about that because I'm like, okay. If you did that, you knew how the draft board was fall. Like, you could have waited to pick 32, 20, 23 and see how the draft board was falling and traded back or stayed at pick 23 and draft your player. But hey, it is what it is. Also, the Texans also have pick 59, which is the 27th pick in the second round. I don't think that the Texans are going to draft at pick 59. Who is that guy that can be on the Texans? Oh, who could make the Texans jump back in the first round? I feel like it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be a receiver. I don't know. I don't know who the Texans, because if like I say, because if it's AD or Worthy, if it's AD, Worthy, uh, Keon, who else? Brian Thomas, they could have just stayed at pick 23. Because outside of Brian Thomas, all those guys were slated to be there at 23. I didn't see Keon, Worthy, or AD going before pick 23. Brian Thomas, I've seen him both. I've seen him being before pick 23. I've seen him fall into pick 28. So, like, I think Brian Thomas, I guess will be like, I guess a surprise, but like everybody else, you knew they were gonna be there at pick 23. So my thing is, why don't you just stay at pick 23? So I really don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would have to just again. It could be a situation of how things is going. Like say, like everybody start flying. Like say, there's a run of receivers. Like I mentioned earlier. Say there's a huge run of receivers in that span, and now it's looking like, hey, the only receivers that's gonna be left is this person and that person because even the guys who we thought was gonna go in the second round going. Like say that there is say from Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh has picked 20. Say from Pittsburgh on, there's a run. Say Pittsburgh takes a receiver, Buffalo takes a receiver, Baltimore takes a receiver, Tampa takes a receiver, the Lions take a receiver. Say five receivers go right there. Say say Brian Thomas and A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy and Keon Coleman and let it go. Now, hey, on person left is like Troy Franklin, or Troy Franklin go on person left is Keon Coleman. Hey, we didn't expect it to be like this, and if that did happen, and it forced the Texans to jump up, I think a situation like that would force the Texans to jump up. And again, that would make me mad because you had pick 23. If you would just stayed there, you would have got your pick of the litter of the run because that run would have began from pick 20. You was at pick 23. More than likely, whoever drafted in that run, but we've heard Dallas talk about drafting a receiver. So whoever was drafted in that round in front of you between pick 20 with Pittsburgh and you at pick 23, you would have still been able to get one of those guys. So evidently, you misjudged, you misplayed your hand, you misjudged the process, and that's my whole original point of the trade last week was just waiting, just completely waiting. That's all you had to do was wait. If you would have waited, you would knew how the draft board was falling, and you would know how the draft board was falling. Yeah, I get Nick wanted extra picks, but then you might end up having to give up those extra picks to jump back in. So you would have moved back just to move back up. So everything that you got, you just got it back. You gave it back. Probably the only thing is that you probably get to keep your six. So like you probably get to keep your six because you probably would have to give up. You probably would have to give up one of your fours. Not probably you would. You would have to give up one of your fours to move back up. Now, if you was able to give up pick 59 and keep pick 42, then you traded up 17 spots in the second round. So your trade back gave you an additional 17 spots in the second round. So I mean, so it is that. But I don't think that you'll be moving pick 59. You'll be moving pick 42. So I feel like you'll be moving pick 42 to do that. So again, I don't think they're gonna jump back into the first round. I doubt it. I don't think leave them fourth round picks alone unless it's for pick 93. What you mean? Do I feel like what we mean? I feel like the receiver gonna be a bust in the first and the second round. Or you trying to say it's like receiver or bust? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna more than likely still do a live in the first round. I'm gonna still do one just in case. I mean, who knows? The Texans might jump up in the first round and draft a receiver. I mean, or jump up in the draft. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. And also, I want to do a live. I want to do a reaction to what's going on because it will dictate how we move going forward. I believe, but at pick 59, like I said, I don't feel like the Texans are going to draft at pick 59 either. I feel like once again they're either going to move up or they're going to move back. Now I do think it's more likely for them to pick at pick 59 than I feel like it's more likely for them to pick at pick 59 more so than pick 42. Uh, I think the primary target in that juncture is the Philadelphia Eagles because the Philadelphia Eagles are another team that's 2 second round picks. They have pick 50 and they also have pick 53. I could now I said shout out to my boy Ray Ray again. He did the little message on the calculator on the how what picks are worth, and the move from pick 59 to pick 53 is just a seventh round pick. That's all it is. That's to your point earlier about Cortland Sutton. That's the reason why Nick keep them sevens around because he uses them as sweeteners in a trade. And again, the Eagles are a team who he does have a relationship with. Um, 2 years ago, we traded back with the Eagles a couple years ago when we ended up getting Kenyon Green. Drafted Kenyon Green out of Texas, and then we moved back. So he does have a relationship with the Eagles general manager. The Eagles have 2 second round picks, and I do think that they'll be willing to give up one of those picks. So so from pick 59 to pick 53 is just a seventh round pick. You pick swap and you get a seventh round, and I think you be able to do that. You be able to get your DT. 'Cause I do think they're going to receiver and DT in the second round. We seen them at UT on pro day. And shout out to my boy Wink because Wink had asked me a question. Who do I believe that the Texans were was watching in particular? And I told them they're watching everybody. They're looking at AD. They're looking at Xavier Worthy. They're looking at Sweat. They're looking at Byron Murphy. They're looking at Brooks. They're looking at whoever that tight end. They're looking at everybody. They're looking at everybody who they could potentially draft. And if it's two people, especially if it's two people, I feel like it's Worthy and Sweat because those are the guys that you best have a chance to get. Now, if you still was at pick 23, you had the option to get everybody from UT. Who knows? They could have walked away from that pro day and been like, damn, we messed up by damn, we messed up by not by trading us by trading pick 23 because we could have had AD because AD look like he is special and AD look like who um AD look like that he would fit in perfectly. I thought AD was the perfect fit for the Texans. Honestly, I thought AD was the perfect fit for the Texans. Move up the pick 50 from 59 to 51. They could. I mean, 51 is Pittsburgh. I mean, again, they could do that. I mean, the Rams is at pick 52. Like I said, Philadelphia is at pick 50. So it's pick 50 or pick 53. I feel like they can move up with the reason why I think Philadelphia is the prime target because they have 2 second round picks. So they got 2 second round picks, and he also has a previous relationship with their general manager making trades and deals before. So I feel like because of that, because of that, I definitely think that like that in Arizona, it's two reasons why. Because he has a relationship with Arizona already from draft history, and Arizona is the prime spot I think at pick 35 to leapfrog all the people that you need to leapfrog to try to get a receiver. And then with Philadelphia, they got 2 second round picks, and you also have a relationship with them as well as far as trading draft capital with. And I think that's both of those situations are prime situations to move up in. They do. I do. I think both the situations are prime situations to jump up in and move up in to possibly get exactly what you need. And again, I do think I think that I think Sweat. I think he was looking at Sweat, and also and the reason why I say Xavier Worthy because I do think especially with what you call it drafting, I mean signing Hollywood Brown, I think that Xavier Worthy could end up falling into the second round, and I do think the Texans could end up with both Sweat and Xavier Worthy. I mean, there is a concern there is a concern. But hey, last name is Sweat. Hey, you got to make that boy make that boy sweat, man. Hey, you got to make him sweat. Um, you do, but also at the same time, sometimes you just need some big people to clog the hole, to clog the middle. You just do. You just need somebody to take up a lot. You need somebody to take sometimes sometimes you just need somebody on the D line to just take up space. Man, you know it. Lou, you know it. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little peek of it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you see that? You see that? Yeah. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Hey, 42 and 28. You know what I'm saying? Number four seed in the Eastern Conference. You know what it is? Top four seed in the Eastern Conference. All Star Paulo Bencaro. Some real slight. You know what I'm saying? Real slight. Real slight. Hey, what you mean? You asked the question, Lou. Lou. How you gonna ask a question and then get mad at me you don't want to hear that? You asked the question, bro. You asked the question. You see the fit too. You know what I'm saying? Like you see it's a snapback. You know what I'm saying? You see it. Don't nobody. And see, you know what, bro? Trill. I was just about to give you your wrench because I was waiting on you to comment so I can give you your wrench. I was waiting on you to comment so I can give you a wrench. But now, since you want to talk trash, you want to talk trash. Now, since you want to talk trash, I'm not gonna give you the wrench now. I was gonna give it to you. Cause I said, hey, next time Trill get on here, I gotta make sure I give Trill his wrench. You didn't want to give the wrench. You didn't want to give the wrench. So you want to disrespect me after you know you a horrible person. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you're a horrible person. Yeah. You do exactly what you do, being a horrible person. A horrible person. You was this close. You was this close to get your wrench. But you know what? It's a, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're a horrible person. You're a horrible person, Trey. And you know you're a horrible person. You know for a fact that you're a horrible person. You know. You know it. You know. You are a horrible person. Nah. Yeah. And Trill is a former Cowboy fan. I mean, that's the first. That's the first time I've ever known somebody to be a former Cowboy fan. I never really known nobody to be a former Cowboy fan. Like a like Cowboy fans is known Cowboy fans forever. Like a former Cowboy fan. That's actually hilarious. I know. Okay, so you think that Sweat might end up being like you think the Sweat can end up being the king? I can see that a guy that not getting the shade. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. I can definitely see a situation like that he too overweight. I can see that that he too overweight. I can definitely see that. There you go, Trill. Oh, Sneed to the Titans. I know you lying. I know you lying. I'm somebody please confirm that because I know he lying. Yeah, Trill, don't say I ain't never. Trill, don't say I ain't never did nothing for you, not Trill. Go ahead, Trill. Don't say I ain't never did nothing for you, not Trill. Go ahead. But but no, I do think that the Texans are definitely gonna go after DT in the second round. I think it's gonna be with that second pick. I don't think it's gonna be with the first pick. The reason why I don't think it's gonna be with the first pick in the second round because again they haven't done anything offensively except re-sign Dalton Schultz, re-sign Noah Brown, and trade for Joe Mixon. The only thing significant that they really did was trade for Joe Mixon. That's the only thing of note. I mean, okay, I guess technically Dalton Schultz is significant. That's the only, but like on defense, they signed a Hunter, they signed Algier, they didn't sign multiple corners, uh, they didn't sign Settle. Who else is that? Who else is there? Like they all their signings have been on the defensive side of the football. I mean, I guess technically Sims, but Sims is a special teams guy. Sims not even on the offense. Sims it falls into the range with your punter and your kicker. Like so you've done nothing really offensively. So I feel like they're going to do something offensively. Uh, they're going to do something offensively. They're going to do something offensively with that first pick. And again, especially seeing that they were in the Keenan Allen sweepstakes. They was in the mix. They was in the mix, and they was in the Keenan Allen sweepstakes. So they was in the mix. What do you think about C.J. Henson? I again, my issue with CJ Henson, again, I know he was drafted ninth overall back in 2020, just like Jeff Okuda was drafted third overall in 2020. It's been 4 years. Both of them are top 10 draft picks, and both of them on the third team. Uh, Jeff Okuda is talented, has capabilities, but has been hurt a lot. That's really his main issue. I think if Jeff Okuda could stay healthy, I think at the very least, he could be a serviceable corner. He could be an average to above average corner because we haven't seen him play elite or nothing like that. So I have to I can't put him at a great level because it's not like with Stingley. Stingley issues same thing as health, but we seen Stingley not when Stingley on the field. Stingley's played elite. We seen Stingley play elite. We haven't seen Jeff Okuda play that. Now again, most of it's become because he hasn't been hurt. Damn, Steve really on the Titans? Yeah, I know y'all lying, bro. I know y'all is lying. I need confirmation. I need confirmation that Sneed is on the Titans. I need the confirmation. I need the confirmation. I need this confirmation. I definitely need this confirmation. I need this confirmation. Uh, but my thing about C.J. Henderson, C.J. just doesn't play well. Like C.J.'s missed time too, but his biggest issue is he doesn't play well. Um, that's C.J. Henderson's biggest issue is he doesn't play well. I didn't like him coming out of Florida. I thought he was. I appreciate you, Lou. Uh, um, I ain't like him coming out of Florida. Like I said, I thought that Damon Arnett out of Ohio State ended up going to the Ravens was better. I thought Trayvon Diggs, who ended up from Alabama, ended up going to the Cowboys. I thought I thought that I thought that I thought he was better. I thought that I thought that what you call was better. I thought who else I thought was better? Christian Fulton from LSU going to the Titans. I thought he was better. AJ Terrell from A- AJ Terrell. What you call it? From Atlanta. I mean from what? Titans guy Sneed, bro, bro, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. Bro, this is what I'm talking about. I've been. Bro, I said this about a month ago when we were talking about free agency. I said this for a month ago when we were talking about free agency. I was talking about go after Sneed. I was talking about going after Sneed. Bro. And they got him for a 2025 third round pick? Are y'all serious? After we got 2 second round picks? We gotta get a receiver now. It's apparent. We have to get a receiver right now. Yeah, they scared of CJ. Exactly what they is. Exactly what they scared of CJ. We got to draft a receiver now. We have to get a receiver now. We have to get a receiver now. We got to be able to offset that. A 2025 third round pick. They got L'Jarius Sneed for a 2025 third round pick. Bro. Bro, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Bruh. Come on, dog. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. A 2025 third round pick. A 2024 seven pick swap. Come on, man. Dog, we could have did that. Yes, Sneed just went. Bro, Sneed went to the Titans for a 2025 third round pick. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Chiefs won't trade with us. That's the only thing I can. That's the only thing that could be said is that they want to give him to a contender. That's the only thing that they didn't want to give him to a contender. Because other than that, I ate all my cotton candy. Man, we might as well trade for a PS2. So yeah. So basically, what y'all saying? Everybody's afraid of the Texans. Don't nobody want to play ball with the Texans. Don't nobody want to play ball with the Texans. The only team, so I guess Cincinnati, the only team that ain't scared because Cincinnati traded with the Texans. Cincinnati, okay, 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 okay. So this is how y'all. Okay, okay. So this is how y'all want to play it. This is how y'all. So okay, that's another team that's on. This is how y'all. So okay, that's another team that's on the checklist. Cause we already know when we see Philly, CJ got some Philly because of how Saquon Barkley did what he did. So you know what I'm saying. So we got something for you now. Now we got something for you, and now you're right. The Kansas City Chiefs are drafting a cornerback. The Kansas City Chiefs are not the Kansas City Chiefs are not drafting a receiver right now. They are not drafting a receiver at pick 32. They are not. The Kansas City Chiefs are absolutely drafting a DB at pick 32. They are absolutely drafting a DB at pick 32. This is why you don't get. This is why you don't give up pick 30. This is why you don't give up pick 23 a month and a half before the damn draft. That's why you don't do that. It's a month and a half before the damn draft. Why are you giving up a first round pick a month and a half before the draft? I don't care that Minnesota said this is a one-time offer. Forget that one-time offer. Forget it. Wait till draft night. You don't know what's going to happen. Come on, man. Come on, bruh. Yes. Because now you got, now you have to get a receiver. And like I said, now Tennessee is definitely drafting a receiver with either their first pick in the first round, more than likely their first pick in the second. Well, they only pick in the second round at pick 38. There's nobody. Again, Carolina at pick 32, New England at pick 34, Arizona at pick 35, but we gonna skip over them. Washington at pick 36, the Chargers at pick 37, we gonna skip over them too. The Titans at pick 38. Carolina again at pick 39, Washington at pick 40. A receiver is coming off the board once, twice, 3, 4 to 5 times in that span. 4 to 5 receivers is falling off the board in that span. You got to get in the mix. There's going, like I've been saying all along, like I've been saying, what? Nigga, I know you lying, bro. I know you lying. I know you. I know you lying. I know why you can't get traded too. I know, boy. I know you lying. Oh, Tennessee got picked 32. The Titans got picked 32. Wait, why would they get picked 32? Why? Why would the Titans have picked 32? If anything, Tennessee would have gave up pick 38. Why would the Titans have picked 32? Why would Kansas City give up their corner and they first round pick? That don't make no damn sense. That don't even make no damn sense. That don't make no damn sense. No, that don't make that don't make no. I'm about to say, bro, that don't make no damn sense. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute now. Nah, I know the Titans gonna pick. I know the Titans gonna pick 32. But hold on, wait. Why would Kansas City give up a pick and a player? But now I think Kansas City's going DB. Kansas City going DB at pick 32. Kansas City's definitely going DB at pick 32. The Texans have to draft a receiver. Damn! The Titans got Legarius Sneed. Ain't that a bitch? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. He do be trying, bro. I be like, bro. He be trying to play that. He be trying to play that 3D chess, man. He think he's Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory, bro. He he be trying to play that 3D chess, and sometimes it bites you. Sometimes it bites you. Hey, and he gonna have to do something. He either gonna have to make a play for T Higgins or something, because I don't think you have the draft capital to get IU, because IU I think is gonna bring up a first. I don't think Buffalo is going to trade you Stephon Diggs. You gotta go out there. You gotta get in the mix and draft a receiver. You gotta get in the mix and draft a receiver, and especially um you definitely gotta get in the mix and draft a receiver. You got to get in the mix and draft a receiver. Tennessee acting like they the team. Like the Titans, if you look, the Titans are acting like a team that is on the cusp of winning something. Like they won a division and lost uh, um the Titans act like they a team that won the division and lost in the playoffs. The way they acted, like they going out there and they making changes to the team. We chilling offensively. Well, our stud rookie quarterback, we chilling. Yeah, Titans have more cap space than us anyway. I think Titans like third in cap space. The Titans have more cap space than us anyway. So they definitely had enough to pay for them. Yep. Titans definitely had a lot of cap space. Bro, I can't believe this. They really went out there and got them boys losing to the Texans. For real, boy. Boy, I tell you. I tell you, hey, you gotta do something now. You gotta do something now. You gotta add receiver to this mix. You cannot go out there trying Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Noah Brown as your 1, 2, and 3 receiver, or Robert Woods, or Messi or Hutchinson. You can't. You cannot go out there trying those guys that you're. I don't get. Well, you get receivers in the third round. It's a deep receiver class. You get receivers in the third round. I don't want to hear that bull. It's bull. It's bull. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. All that y'all can sit up here and buy into all that bull. Oh, you can receive it. You can receive it. You can man, all that's bull. I don't care when you can get a receiver. I don't care if you get one first round, third round, Walmart, Target, CVS. I don't care about none of that HEB, Kroger's. I don't care. I don't care where you can get a receiver. Hey, I can get a receiver here. I can get a receiver there. I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't care. I don't care about none of that bull. I don't care about none of that bull. Did you get you can get a receiver? No. Get a receiver when you're supposed to. You have the means. Go out there and get a damn receiver. And quit playing. These other boys ain't playing with you. They not playing out there. These other teams is not playing out there, man. They not. They not playing. They not playing at all, bro. They is not playing. So why is you? Like Craig say, you walk up and down the street all day playing. Ain't nobody playing but you. Ain't nobody playing but you, man. Stop. Stop. You can't sit back on your morals. You can't just sit back and be like, hey, rookie, offensive rookie of the year, was led the league in passing yards per game, top 8 in passing. You can't, nah, no, no. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing that. You gotta get better. Either you're getting better or you're getting worse. You can't go out there and try that out there. You can't. Get some weapons. These teams on the opposite side either getting weapons or they getting people to defend yours. And you walking out there with the same old weapons. Our best asset that we had in the 23rd pick, a month and a half before the draft, we decided to flip it and move back 19 spots. So it went from 21, 22 players were going to go off the board before you drafted. Now it's 41 players are going to be off the board before you draft. And it also seems like now you in a situation where what people felt that you should decide to draft at pick 23 anyway, that more so a week after you make that trade, the irony in that is that it's probably even more so a decision to go ahead and draft that said player. So ironically, a week after you decide to make that decision, honestly, you make that decision, you decide to do that. These teams are out here making moves around you, and you're not doing anything. You're not. Hey, shout out my boy Swisher again, man. Hey, but yeah, Swisher, Marvin Fulton, yes. Hey, man, shout out to my boy Swisher, man. My boy Swisher came up with a plan for the Texans to jump up to the 4th spot to get Marvin Harrison. Hey, after Kansas City just traded Sneed to the Titans, I definitely think that's a move now. That's definitely a move now. It's definitely a move now. Again, I don't think it's going to happen because I don't see Arizona actually. I do think Arizona's going to trade with us, but I don't think Arizona's going to trade all the way back. Even though they do have pick 27, I don't think they're going to trade for all the way back. I mean, you have to give up a future first next year. I think a third or something like that. Like, I don't know. I doubt they do it. But hey, man, shout out to my boy Swisher for that. Shout out to my boy Swisher. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. You gotta do way better. You gotta do way better, bro. Like these teams, like I said, these teams around you getting better. The Titans are the Titans are getting better again. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all going to depend on what Will Levis does. But now they have something on the opposite side that they definitely got the best. What as of right now, they have the best cornerback in the league. I mean, the best cornerback on the division. As it stands right now, the Titans have L'Jarius Sneed. They have the best corner in the division right now today. They do. They have the best cornerback in the division today. It's just L'Jarius Sneed. They do. They do. Now, do I think he's going to be the best corner by the time the season ends? Hopefully not. Hopefully Stingley has taken that spot. I feel like Stingley will be. I think Stingley's going to be a top 5 corner this season. Like I said earlier, my only issue with Stingley is he can he play? Can he give you more than 10 games? It's not even the fact of being healthy. like fully healthy and giving you a full 16, 17 game season? Can he give you more than 10? Can Stingley give you more than 10 games? Because he didn't give you 10 games last year. He came back in the. He gave you right at 10 games, maybe. I'm not counting the playoffs. He came back against Cincinnati. He came back against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, Arizona, Jacksonville, Denver, the Jets, the Titans, the Browns, the Titans, the Colts. 9 games. And then he played the first 2. So he gave you 11 games last year. So he gave you more than 10. He gave you 11 games last year. So, but can he give you more than 10 games consistently? If he can give you more than 10 games consistently. Now you're right though. You're right. The Chiefs that does soften the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense that was really like the strength of their team last year. Because I believe the Chiefs going to draft a cornerback now. I mean they got to, because the Chiefs draft a receiver instead of drafting a cornerback. Yeah, they might be able to score points again, but they gonna be giving up. They're gonna be giving up the cookie. They definitely gonna be giving up the cookie. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Man, I can't believe this. I can't believe this one, because I really didn't think Sneed. I know I heard the Chiefs gave permission for Sneed to seek out a trade. I know T Higgins is over there mad, and I know T Higgins somewhere punching the wall. Like T Higgins somewhere punching the wall because because I don't think Sneed requested a trade. He just got received permission for a trade. T requested a trade. So I know he punching the wall somewhere. That he not getting traded. He's also probably not. They probably not even negotiating with him. They probably franchise tagging him. They just letting him chill. They not even negotiating with him. So he's not about to get the money he want, and he not even getting he also not getting what he wanted for getting an opportunity to seek a trade. So uh, I know he punching the wall. Again, hey, we get T Higgins, I ain't tripping. We get Brandon Ayuk, I ain't tripping. Don't think it's gonna happen because I think it's gonna cost too much, but I ain't tripping. T Higgins, I do think you'll be able to get T Higgins. I mean, I think I had brought up the trade compensation earlier. I know I got it written down somewhere for T Higgins. Yeah, first, I'm sorry, uh, uh, a second and a fourth, a second, a fourth, and a third. One of your seconds, a fourth and a third. Especially if you give him pick 59. You give him pick 59, a second. You give him pick 59, a third next year, and a fourth this year. For T Higgins. So you would have traded your fourth round pick to get to the second round. You would trade your first round pick. In essence, you would trade your fourth round pick to get into the second round, and you would trade your second round. You would trade your first round pick for a future second and T Higgins. That's actually how the value would have ended up going if you did something like that. So, uh, a fourth and a third. Trade a fourth and a future third to get back into the second round. So there's that. That will have your value be if you were able to get T Higgins. Again, you get T Higgins, I'm cool. You get Brandon Ayuk, I'm cool. Don't think it'll happen. Stephon Diggs, I think you're good for a season, but I do think it might kind of end up blowing up in your face a little bit. Um, but yeah, Sneed gonna Be paying for. One, don't call Trevor Lawrence that. That nickname is too cold for Trevor Lawrence. T Law is a too cold of a nickname for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence does not deserve a nickname that cold. He don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard people say, man, T Law. Who are they talking about? T Law. They're talking about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. Like like you gotta they have a nickname like T Law. You gotta be cold. One, like, cause one T Law, it sounds like it sounds like you on defense anyway. It sounds like you a defender. It sounds like you an edge rush, like you coming off the edge, or you know what I'm saying, like you coming off the edge, or you know what I'm saying, you catching a whole bunch of interceptions. Like T Law just sound cold. At least if you're gonna be an offensive player named T Law, you gotta be running over people as a running back, or you just gotta be just the coldest quarterback. You can like Pat ain't got no cold nickname like that. What my homeboy? Like my homeboy is not even a cold nickname that when Shannon be saying that my homeboy, like call that boy T Law. That ain't nah. That boy is not cold enough to have a cold nickname like that. Stop it. Stop it. Nah, nah. AR, I mean, one that's just his initials. Uh, yeah, AR, cool, man. I ain't got no problem. And then like AR got like weaponry as far as like he's able to run people over and score and stuff like that. Man, too long, man. Nah, call that boy Trevor Lawrence. He don't even need a nickname. His name is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor. Hi, Trevor. Oh yeah, okay. Throw the football, Trevor. Read the defense, Trevor. Read the defense. Read the defense. Read the defense, Trevor. Don't throw an interception, Trevor. Oh, Trevor. Like, yeah, call that boy Trevor. Oh, don't call that boy T Law. Call that boy Trevor. Like, CJ ain't got no cold nickname like that. We just call him CJ. He ain't got no cold. Like the cold people don't even got nicknames like that. Like don't even like. Come on, any up here got this cold nickname T Law. Like he out here balling or something. Just stop. He ain't no defender and he not a running back that's running people over. He don't need no cold nickname like that. But ain't nothing lawful about that T. Call him T. Yeah, call him T Loss. Yeah, boy, T Loss. Big T Loss. Cause he lose. Cause what? Like he lost 5 of their last 6 games or 4 of their last 6 games. Yeah, he lost four. Yeah, he lost 5. He lost 5 of their last 6 games. Champion Stroud already. already run the championship straight already. He lost like 5 of the last 6 games they lost, and he lost all five. All 5 of his starts was the losses. The only one they won was the one he ain't played. Come on now, call that boy T loss. Don't call that boy T Law. T Law, boy, boy, boy. What's receiver? Realistically in our range. Okay. Um. And that's a good and hey, CJ is a sniper switcher. You right about that. Uh, Realistically in our range, again, I feel like we have to still move up, um, to pull it off. But the guys who's going to be there, realistically, I think it's going to be Troy Franklin, Keon Coleman, Xavier Worthy, Xavier Legend, uh, McConkley, and Ricky Pastel. Pastel. Ricky Pastel. Um, probably probably Franklin the Worthy. Even though I really like Keon, I don't think Keon fits the team, and especially, and I do believe that this is now going to be a factor, or at the very least, it should be with the Titans now getting Legarius Sneed. You definitely going to need a receiver who can get separation by themselves. And Worthy is going to be able to outrun everybody on the field. And uh, um, what you call it is Troy Franklin is one of the best guys in this draft class, I believe, at getting separation. He gets wide open a lot. He gets wide open in that fact. I know the fast-paced offense that they played at Oregon. He got open a lot, and them throwing the football to him. He made a lot of plays. Troy Franklin made a lot of plays. I like his feet work. Um, I like his feet work. He got open a lot. Um, it would have to be one of those two, Xavier Worthy or Troy Franklin. But it has to be one of those two. It has to be one of those two. I'm gonna say more so Troy Franklin because I do think that Worthy could end up really going in the first round. But yeah, I think the best receiver for the Texans, outside of obviously like Marv or Malik Neighbors, was AD Mitchell. AD would have been the perfect receiver to get. Um, there's a chance AD could fall into the second round. I don't see it. Uh, I really don't see it, but it's a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. And then even still, if he did fall into the second round, I could definitely see Carolina or New England taking him. So, but I thought that would be the perfect receiver. But we traded the 22nd pick. The 23rd pick, man. You're not lying. They might get Worthy. They might. I thought the same thing. I was saying the same thing. I thought once the combat happened, you're right. I thought once the combat happened that Worthy was going in the first round. I thought he wasn't getting past Kansas City until Kansas City signed Hollywood Brown. I'm like, okay, well now they got these fast receiver. I mean, they could go fast and just make everything a track meet, everything just 100 miles and running. Just I'm saying, just hey, like making everything 100 miles and running, just an absolute track meet. Could do that. Could do that. But yeah, hey, could do that. I don't think so. And what I do believe that now, especially after they traded away Sneed, they're going to draft a DB. I think that's going to be what they draft because again, they can draft a receiver and be a high power out a high power offense, octane offense, be a huge high power octane offense. If the Cincinnati Bengals keep T. Higgins and the Texans draft any other receiver in that round, Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes are going to have long days. They're going to be in absolute shootouts. And the thing is, unlike in years prior, I think he's going to be in more shootouts than he would like to be in, and he might not come out on the right side of it because you got two now, and Joe Burrow and now C.J. Stroud that, like Swisher was saying earlier, could snipe it, be and the thing is, unlike when we had D4, we went inside Kansas City regular season and off regular season and postseason, we have an offensive line because both the same season. all we had was Larry Tunsil. Because Tyus Howard didn't finish his rookie year. We got Tyus Howard, we got Shaq Mason, you got Juice Scruggs, and even you got Patterson and Juice Scruggs. The offensive line is going to have a bad situation. Now we're going to have a run game with Joe Mixon. Got an actual tight end now with Dalton Schultz, and the defense now is better than the defense was in 2019. Even though we had J.J. Watt in, the defense is better. The defense is better, and we have all intents and purposes, we have a better head coach. So, in saying all that being said, all that being said, all that being said. So I don't think you want to be in absolute shootouts with these teams going forward. You want to do something on the defense. That's the reason why the Texans, which I agree with via free agency, putting a whole bunch of money on their defense. So they wouldn't be in those type of situations going forward. Rub hands like Birdman. Yes, yes. The plan is coming together. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, Swisher. The plan is all coming together. Marvin for the Houston Texans. Marvin Harris. If the Texans pulled out a move, man, thumbs up or thumbs down. Would you like if the Texans would pull off a move to get Marvin Harrison at pick 4? And the compensation would be obviously you would give the 42 overall pick. You would give a 4th round pick. You would give next year's 1st round pick, and you would also give next year's 5th round pick. To move up to 1. Move up to 4. I'm sorry. So you would give up you would give a pick 42 as your 2nd round pick. You would give up your 4th round pick this year. You would give up your 1st round pick next year, and you would give up a 5th round pick next year. Another 4th round pick. I'm sorry. It would be actually it's 2 4s. I'm sorry, 2 4 round picks. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Yes, hey, thumbs up if you would do it, or you would like for them to do it, or you would like the move if they did it. Thumbs down if you don't want them to do it. You don't like it. No, you can't just be doing that. You can't just be doing that just to get in front of somebody and pick who they want to pick. A player who don't fit your defense or don't fit your offense, a player that you don't want just to do that. That one is extremely petty. You'll cost yourself. You'll cost yourself dearly by doing that. You'll cost yourself dearly by doing that. But I see a lot of people. I haven't seen no one thumbs down it yet. You talking about C.J. Stroud, Marvin Harris, and Nico Collins, Tank Dale, and Joe Mixon. Like I was talking about that 100 miles and running. I was talking about that 100 miles and running earlier. You ain't stopping that offense. Oh, and Dalton Schultz. I forgot about Dalton Schultz. Tight end. Like Dalton Schultz' work would be not easy. Dalton Schultz' work would be as a tight end if the receivers is Marvin Harrison, who's an absolute stud at receiver. Nico Collins, who's an ascending star receiver. Tank Dale, who's an absolute baller and playmaker. Then you got a running back that's relieving all the pressure in Joe Mixon, who's an all around running back. He's a 3-down running back. Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz won't do nothing, y'all. That's crazy. Yeah, I know the Titans got Sneed, bro. Yeah, I know. I was upset earlier. Really was. Uh, and I'm not gonna fake it. I like Sneed a lot. I want the Texans to go after Sneed earlier during off season, before early in the off season before they tagged him, and I think I talked about it either last Friday in my Friday live or one of the lives this week because it was brought up about Sneed. I remember seeing in the comments and I remember saying, "Hey, man, I'll go after Sneed. I have no problem going after Sneed. I don't know how much deal you would give it for him, but if they gave up, especially hearing that they gave up a third round pick for him, hey, one or two things happen. Nick Casario ain't doing his job, or the Chiefs sent him to a bad team because they weren't trying to send him to a team who they think they could potentially see in the foreseeable future. So, or at least a team that they would see that they still could beat, even though they got Sneed. Because I think even if they see the Chiefs will still win because they got Patrick Mahomes. If the Texans had Sneed, the Chiefs probably not win that game. So, so yeah, because we got CJ Stroud. Like I don't see the Chiefs like the Titans is a lower risk than trading him to one team in your division because you got to see him twice a year. Even if they are bad, you got to see him twice a year, and then anything funky can happen in that. And also, just anything crazy can happen in that standpoint. But send him to a team outside the division is cool. And then also, like, but you don't want to send him to a team that's out of division who you definitely have a chance of seeing that can beat you, like uh, the Texans, the Bengals, and the Bills. I think they wouldn't send him to none of those teams because even though they own the Bills, you don't want to put the Bill. You don't want to give the Bills a actual weapon like that. Because Bills already beat you last year and was able to get home for the advantage, and you just was able to take advantage of it. Already switched. Yeah, I feel like that, bro. I do. I do. I think that that's part of the reason why. I think who knows. I mean, it could very well that Nick wasn't doing the job and Nick wasn't filling out phone calls and wasn't trying to make a move, and now be back. But I do think the more likely situation was there, like how somebody was saying earlier that we need to jump up in front of the Jags, and I don't think you need to because that'd just be stupid. Like it'd be dumb just to be drafting somebody just to draft somebody just so another team won't get them, but you had no issue. I mean, you had no reason to draft that player. Like you don't need that player yourself for your team, but you just draft them so another team wouldn't get them. Like no, you draft a player or take a player for you to be able to use them, not for another team not to get them. You're not afraid that another team gets them. You want to get, you know what I'm saying? You want to jump in front of them. I mean, you want to make sure you get people right for your system and for your team. Uh, but when it comes to that, though, when it comes to when it comes to that, like I do think that you don't want to trade a player, elite player like that to a team that you have the potential of seeing multiple times and definitely can put in a situation that they can beat you. Now, you just flipped and gave them the edge that could beat you. Like when the Colts ended up taking Adam Vinatieri, you know, it's via free agency, took Adam Vinatieri from the Patriots. Once Adam Vinatieri became an Indianapolis Colts, I don't think the Colts underpaid Manning lost to Tom Brady again. Like they beat him in the AFC Championship game, and they was beating him in the regular season. After that, then when Tom Brady and when Peyton Manning ended up going to Denver, and then end up getting Wes Welker. I think it's the same thing. Tom Brady didn't beat Peyton Manning, so like I mean, like it's like sometimes when you could flip that and you could flip a game changing play. And Alvin Terry, even though he's a kicker, was a game changer, especially for the Patriots. I mean, they first three Super Bowls was won on the leg of Alvin Terry. Like, like I said, Tom Brady could have played the exact same way in all three of those games, and if Alvin Terry misses the field goal, the Patriots do not win the Super Bowl. Do not win three Super Bowls in their first three that Tom won in Tom's original three. Uh, so definitely how major Adam Vinatieri was, and also with the game against the Raiders, the Tuck Rule game. Like Adam Vinatieri was very crucial to their success to win championships, and the Colts was able to get that and able to make it to two Super Bowl appearances, won one, but made it to two. Um, and like I said, Tom Brady and the Patriots had a hard time beating Peyton Manning's Indianapolis Colts after they ended up getting Adam Vinatieri. So sometimes you gotta make those type of moves and get those type of caliber players from those good teams to weaken those teams. Who knows? This could start being the downfall. 'Cause I know I seen like I think it was on the speak. It was either take the Chiefs to three-peat or the field. I mean, take the field. There's 31 teams. There's a better chance that one of those other 31 teams is going to win the Super Bowl more so than the Chiefs. There's a more likely chance that the Chiefs don't even make the Super Bowl, let alone win the Super Bowl, than those other 31 teams. But I get it. Understand it's the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes. They then went to what? They won three, 4 out of 5 Super Bowls. Yeah, because they won three, lost one, and then one Super Bowl they didn't go. So yeah, so 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowls, they've been to 4 out of the last 5, won three in that stretch, and we went to 6 AFC Championship games. 7 AFC Championship games, 7 straight. So you feel like yeah, they're going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to three-peat. They'll be the first team in NFL history to three-peat. With the last team period to three-peat since the Lakers. Ain't the like the 2001, 2002 Lakers the last sport franchise to three-peat? And I'm not talking about. I know the Comets four-peated. Uh, I think the Dynamo did something as well. I'm talking about from basketball, football, and baseball, like Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, NFL football. No one's ever done NFL. So they'll be the first team since the 2001, 2002 Lakers to three-peat, and we're in 2024. So over 20 years later. Over 20 years later. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We need to stop wasting money on busted corners. Who you think finished last in the division now? As it stands right now, I think the Texans still win the division. I think the Colts gonna be a good football team. It might be the Jags. And I'm not even saying this just because of the Sneed move. I thought it was gonna be the Jags and Titans battling for third and fourth place anyway. Um, it might be the Jags. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jags is four. I mean, I know a lot of people would probably still say the Titans because maybe the Titans got the worst quarterback, but who knows? The Colts or the Colts or the Jags might have the worst quarterback in the division. So yeah, I mean, I get you. Yeah, I mean, I get you. You want to stop him at all costs. You want to stop. You want to stop this monster before he gets too big. You do. You definitely do. I I I, I don't disagree with that at all. You definitely do. You definitely want to stop this monster before it gets too big. You definitely do. I get you. I definitely get you. But hey, appreciate everybody that came through tonight. Appreciate all the love, man. Appreciate everybody coming through rocking. I know it was a little bit late, but I appreciate everybody coming through and rocking with your boy. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hitting that like button. Make sure you hit that like. If you ain't hit it already, make sure you hitting that like button. Make sure you like, but make shout out to everybody that came through here. Definitely appreciate all love. Uh, don't worry, we'll be back at it again probably Monday for another live. I'm gonna have some videos dropping this over the weekend though. Some of y'all, not maybe not all y'all, but some of y'all have been asking for Orlando Magic videos. Don't worry, we got one coming. Also, it came up tonight question about receiver who the Texans should jump up for, who's the best fit for the Texans, and who I want the Texans to get in the round that we drafted in. You will get a video specifically for that. I mean, it's not about trading up, but it's about the receiver who I do feel is the perfect situation for the Texans to get in the spot in the area that they're in. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, probably coming sometime this weekend. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment. You click the bell. Get more videos. Hey, share this video. Share this video. Share this video. Share this channel. Put people on game. I'm on the race to get the 6,000 subscribers, and I'm almost there. So I need you to tell a friend, 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 and tell some more friends, and put them on game with the channel. Definitely appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe. Click that bell. Get more videos. I holla. Oh, I ain't got no Texan hat on already.